Hi everyone, so I've had lots of emails and messages from you about the apparent legal threats against Brendan Kavanagh. So Brendan, if you do end up watching this, hopefully it's some guidance to you, but obviously it can't be taken as formal legal advice. And I thought it fitting to do it in front of the piano because I'm a pianist myself and I've played for a long time. And case in point, I've played in China, in public. Big grand pianos in public restaurants and things like that, and people filming it and all of that sort of stuff. So, and my wife's Chinese as it happens, so we understand this a little bit. And there is no serious complaint here to be made. I don't know if everyone saw my original video on this situation at St Pancras Station, but my thoughts haven't really changed since then. I don't think there's any real complaint about privacy because of it being in a public place. They were interacting beforehand, and any reasonable person would know that it was being filmed. And even then, there's no automatic right to privacy in a public place. So any claim for privacy is just going to fall away. As for defamation, well, even working backwards, if they were to prove that there's anything were defamatory, which I don't think they can, but even if they were, they'd have to prove serious harm. And I can't really see any serious harm coming out of any statement that was made during that interaction. Now, there were comments made about flags, and I'm not going to get into those and debate those. But in my view, nothing that was said there was racist or should have been taken as such. I think some people might take things out of context and label them as being racist, but I really don't think that's the case. And I certainly don't think that there's any defamation that can come out of any of the comments that were made there. What I would say is my gut instinct on this is that it is just posturing and threats from some people that are putting these statements out as though they are instigating legal proceedings. My gut feeling is that's probably not actually the case, and unless and until you do receive, and this goes for Brendan or anybody else watching, unless and until you actually receive legal papers, even beyond a letter of claim. I mean, a letter of claim should set out what the claim is against you. You might have seen a video I did recently that was threatening me. Now, that doesn't amount to a formal letter of claim. It doesn't give the right time frame, and it didn't really set out any claim. It just said, we're angry about this, please take down your video. And obviously, I've got no interest in doing that. So it didn't really amount to a formal letter of claim. If you do receive a formal letter of claim, then obviously you should really take full advice on it from a lawyer one-to-one so you can understand what their case is, their alleged case is against you, whether it's defamation, privacy, or otherwise. But from what I saw on the interaction, now, admittedly, the first time around I did the video, I hadn't seen absolutely everything. It was that bit that I was looking at because that was the bit complained of, because that was the bit that was filmed. That was the interaction. Those where the allegations were made. That's where the police came over. That's where the police started having these discussions and arguments. And with all respect to the police, like I said in my original video, they do try to calm things down by telling people, look, let's just stop filming, let's just delete it. And they think that it will calm the whole situation down because the police want to de-escalate things and sort of try to give everybody what they want, even if that doesn't really meet with the law sometimes. So insisting that footage is deleted is not within the police powers, but they do know that some parties will be calmed down if footage is deleted. So if parties are willing to delete footage, then the police might have achieved what they set out to. But ultimately, the law's not on their side. They don't have to delete that footage because it's a public space. There's no laws being breached there, so far as I can see. So I wouldn't be worried about any of this. As I say, unless and until you receive a formal letter of claim which is compliant with the pre-action protocol and sets out what an alleged claim is against you. And even then, I'd still be just taking advice on it, and I still wouldn't be worried unless and until an actual claim were filed. And we've got many videos talking about defamation and privacy and what amounts to a claim, and it's not so straightforward for anybody to bring that sort of claim. So I know anyone even hearing about legal threats and hearing that someone is instigating and there's an ongoing legal action, anyone might be worried about that. But as I say, unless and until you receive documents that confirm that there is an action against you beyond just a letter, because as I said in my previous video, people do panic about a letter, but it's just a letter setting out what their complaint is. And very often, as in my recent case, there is no underlying basis for any claim at all. So you shouldn't be worried about it. But I know a lot of people will worry about it, which is why I make these videos, and hopefully I help you to understand law. So hopefully this video is of some sort of guidance to you. If it is, please drop the video a like, subscribe if you'd like to hear more of my content. I've got well over 2,000 videos on here now, talking about everything from big international superstar trials to parking charge notices. There's something for everyone. So please do subscribe. I hope you enjoy the videos. And if anyone's watching this, particularly Brendan, please don't worry yourself. As I say, if you get formal papers, then speak to a lawyer and you still might not need to worry. At least from what I've seen, if it were me in Brendan's place, I wouldn't be worried at this point in time. I know it's easy to say I'm a lawyer, but from what I know, if that were me, I wouldn't be worried. I hope that's helpful. I hope it reassures a lot of people. And of course, thank you all so much for watching.